Well, for once, starting the stream early. It's like this. So, right. Did I start it? Yeah, I started. What? Oh, I confused myself even with that. I started already streaming on time. God, I'm not awake. God, I'm not quite awake. That's not good. That's not good, Chief. Right. Okay. Definitely isn't. Alright. Let's just start the game and go on the server, I would say. Server list. Let's just see how many people we get. It's a smaller one-off events. 604. How many people do we get? I mean, 40 people have signed up for it. But we probably didn't get that many turn up. Obviously. How many people are we? 25 on the server. Yeah, it's not too good of a turn up. 31 degrees, however. That's a massive difference compared to what we drove on earlier. Right, that means break that. Open the shit up immediately. How far do I want to rip them open? Like size 4 or size 5 on the front? I think size 4s are fine. Or maybe 5. Tire pressures. Oh yeah, right. I had lowered those like massively and then ended up under pressure, so that should be fine with these temperatures. Tires that roll into the car. So let's do some slight suspension geometry changes. So we're gonna soften the rear rate on the front. We increase the bump stop range even further. We soften the front anti-roll bar. All of these changes to get the thing to start responding on the front end, mid corner especially. Turning seems to be fine. There seems to be not particularly issues there. It's just the mid corner face that seems to be a bit of an issue. Right. Okay. But yeah, I laid down after the last race and then like obviously played on my phone in bed like a normal person, and then looked saw like that a couple of people, 2 people commented on my previous stream. Like one of them was the guy that I crashed into. Explained myself to him, and that took a bit of time. Didn't reply to the other guy. That's honestly seems to be just some SXP guy. That always like, oh, you don't know. Look, I know how to drive. But compared to you, I stream. You do not allow me to have human emotions, apparently. I just want the things happening on screen where I can be mad that something isn't quite going my way. Something like that is allowed to happen. Okay, we have an optimal track already. That's sweet. That happened to me multiple times during qualifying last summer. I just overshoot the corner slightly. The brake tests are quite cold. Not gonna lie. Pressure's a bit lower, but they won't come off. Well, there's there because I overshot. Okay, that's not good way to take this corner complex. I can probably take a click of wing off the car. Oh, I still overshot the corner. Pushing the braking zone a bit much, yeah. The tires seem to be starting to come up to pressure. Ah! I mean, it's not qualifying. It's still sliding off the road there at times. It's painful. Slightly painful. It's not too bad. Oh, we will run into free TC. Yeah. Okay, there's already some time gain. I'm just taking T1 proper. Thanks. I appreciate you not trying to rejoin the track in front of me. Jesus, you can really get away with that. Like if you touch it slightly, it's nearly murders you. But if you drive like full esports line onto there, it's totally fine. You don't get into any trouble. And then I blow this corner completely. But yeah, I think the approach of like staying fifth and then going down to third again, probably the best approach for taking that chicane. God damn it, I need to brake at the 100. Need to remember that. Do more brake bias rear, that doesn't do the job quite. Right, oh, I didn't check my averages over a lap. That's not great. It's probably fluctuating across the lap. I would say from the hot temperatures of tires, the tires are up to temperature at least. A bit of pressure needed in here to get the tire fully up to pressure. This one needs also a bit of pressure, and that's all that. Probably want to go down and click again on the TC. Okay, if I change the right height, that changes massively apparently the air distribution on the car. I can move the air distribution quite a lot forward by just moving 1 millimeter the car down. Usually I fine tune with the rear end you can fine tune with. That doesn't do much, but if you lower the front by a millimeter, it's just suddenly bomb more error massively. I guess that's an approach as well, to just get a bit more error. Car, I guess. Let's get this thing off the tracks again, and oh yeah, I need to check actually how these tires developed. Light graining on all 4 tires, despite the temperature being the right range. It's insane. Like, how to avoid this? Because still somehow grained those tires despite that. I can lower the brake ducts, I guess. 1 click on the front and the rear. That means also adjusting the tire pressures, I think 0.3 or something like that down. Compensating against the higher temperatures coming out of the brakes. Let's just try this. 1 click less rear wing, 1 millimeter down on the front right height, and I think front bump stop range slightly tweaked. Again, and Oh yeah, I'm decrease the TC con down to 2. I didn't move the brake bias. Let's just put that 50-50. Ah. I'm running with 5 splitter and 7 wing right now. I had a setup before today that I used in the first used when I started practice, and the car had what was it, 7 wing and 2 splitter. So when I was starting to, I noticed my problem with having way too much understeer. I just increased those settings up to 8 wing, rear wing, and 5 splitter. Changing probably some other things as well along the suspension. Which didn't change too much. Seems now I've got the car to respond very sharply to turn-in requests. That sliding over the tires is really not good. Like the right, I don't know. As long as you can catch it, you gain to get sense of it. Okay. Yeah, an issue I'm having is my tires graying out. Like even on that short, like 10-minute stint, I had light graining on the tires already. Which that I'm concerned a bit with. That's a bit of an issue. Hello. Normally I would like to use high splitter and wing, but at certain tracks the Porsche engine just does not allow it to do without being 10 kilometers per hour down. Yeah, I don't think that's particularly an issue here. When I raced earlier, the M4, the abundant M4s went particularly faster down the straights than me. I wasn't going much quicker than them, but they weren't either. So hey. And it wasn't just an isolated case, it was basically, I know, like half a dozen M4s. Oh god. So yeah, that is a bit of a problem. And turning oversteer there, not great. And also, when you want rear rotation and you get it and you don't like it. But Fang can finally take the Schumacher is nearly flat. For the issues. Which that's good, right? Oh, the rear tires are definitely getting warm there. Currently off the fastest time by like yeah, I don't know. I didn't think I would catch a lot of these slides right now because this car really oversteers at times. But if for some reason you can get these slides right now really easily up, I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't particularly right. Okay, you do have to lift! You do have to lift. Right. Okay. That was a bit too much. Going through the Porsche curves, right? What I will do is open the rear brake duct one click. And it does respond a bit much on the front end. So what we'll do here is a couple of just slight changes to make the front end less bite. And turn so it doesn't like completely and utterly murder me immediately. And perhaps actually stay the brake by so I can finger. Okay. Well, at least I'm not going completely insane alone. Oh man, there's some flat spotting even on the front left tire, but that's probably from the spin. In parts. Yeah, the graining issues on the Porsche are quite bad. Honestly, well, I'm just noticing the thing has like barely any cast on it, because this was at some point built of an aggressive preset. This has 6.7 degrees of caster in there, but nearly maxed out front camber, because I took actually some camber out of the car just to perhaps help the braking performance, because I've been having this with a couple of cars where you get, especially like the KTM, or I think also you do that with the Aston, where they have pretty shit brakes, where I'm dealing with, where if you start turning down the ABS to like 1 or so, you start getting lockups, or the car does hop over the front axle on the braking. In those cases, it's a good idea. You notice that the brake bias is way too far forward and you start moving it backwards. But also trying to provide a bit more grip to the front axle by lowering the camber. This is an R factor 2 where you take all the camber out of it to produce the best performance under the circumstances. But I think it does to some extent work. The effects are probably weaker than I want them to be. Probably need to remove more camber. And I'm not gonna do a wide scale study to figure out what it does. Oh yeah, caster. Caster specifically, to simplify it, the most is has to do with the front axle geometry and how it increases camber when you turn in. So the actual camber that you get out of your front axle is way higher than you actually configure, because with the caster it will, on your outside wheel as you turn in more, increase the camber of it. But the detriment of caster is that the steering gets a lot heavier. You see high caster on, for example, like drift caster, obviously is like the extreme examples, but you see caster everywhere. But yeah, you could technically substitute camber with caster to some extent. Well, it doesn't particularly help at Monza when you're trying to like reduce the contact patch, but it helps in the corners. But yeah, that's how far I've ever understood it. I mean, Aries can probably make like a 3-hour video about caster, but probably more complicated in terms of when you're building the suspension than in actually like understanding the setting and what it does. But yeah, the steering is quite heavy already in this Porsche, so I'm not particularly in the mood of increasing that much more than it is already. And it's not like I am I don't think there's like much of a gain of increasing the camber anywhere right now. Like I have leading edge, not leading edge, the inside edge of the tires weighs more than the outside edge. Not by much, it's not concerning by any stretch. Totally within norms, and the tire times are also well distributed. Oh, I just noticed that time is running out in free practice. I need to prepare for qualifying. Ooh! Those brakes did not do what they're supposed to do there. Like, that thing didn't stop. The car should have slowed down, but it just didn't on those curbs. Now, coming up to low fuel running. Yeah, and very quickly can get over your head, and it's just like, where do I go from here? Or where did I fuck up royally? The good questions. Alright. Yeah, we need to now ready the car a bit for a qualifying session. So I think it's about 10 minutes or so. Let's have a bit of fuel out of the car. Also, we're slightly short on pressure on the fronts. So let's increase the... Actually, it's 15 minutes. Well, we need to probably do 2 runs from having done qualifying earlier. Because it's how the tires grain, it's probably a good idea to just park the car in between and do another run. Just to get the car to produce better results. Right. Okay. Ignition. Starter. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't apply the brakes. It seems that's kind of the fun part with ABS at times. I've had some fun times with the ABS system in the Porsche. And its refusal to kind of do anything. My introduction to the Porsche was it on ABS setting 4 locking the front tires. And I'm running it on 3 because I've had experience with it working better there. On 5 you would randomly get this issue where the car just didn't brake whatsoever. Well, you otherwise don't have locking flat spots on the tires anymore. Okay, styrofoam board that decided to get frozen in time as it gets destroyed. That's a bit interesting. Right, okay. Oh.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Are you letting me by? Okay. Because I would have otherwise slowed down to stay behind you. Oh well. Thank you, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, the Porsche experience is one interesting. I've driven it for a bit. I haven't touched it in a while. Well, besides driving on this track literally a couple of hours ago. But... Wait, why are my tires in there? Ah, it's the first flyer. What am I thinking? Cost this though. Well, hey. Making this corner is overrated, I guess. But yeah, right, I forgot that I need to actually... That's probably a decent idea for qualifying to change the spring rates or something to get the front end to actually do something. Oh no! Do I want to continue or do I want to briefly escape to get first set? Let's just get a first set. Honestly, it's like after that spin days of toast. And drivers with Porsche. Oh yeah. They probably have a bit more of a handbook to how to do things with this thing. I mean, the advantage that the 911 didn't come out like yesterday. Putting the engine in the rear has not been a thing since just yesterday. It's been around for a hot minute. So there's that. You have a bit of an advantage. So we're now on the first set. This might terribly backfire. Oh god.
There's a slow car up ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
Jesus. I guess I will be avoiding that patch completely. Just in case. I don't think there is like a 10th or so to be gained for driving over it. I don't want to do that line in the hot lap. Probably let off a bit, but hey, it's just gonna be my banker and he might just escape after this, so who knows.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Scraping off the speed. Goodbye floor. Yeah. Floor, diffuse, so everything gone.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, no, I'm just losing time right now, but the lap wasn't anyway that good. Should have given him more room, but hey, I saw the previous one with less than this.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
And then he pulls over. Okay, that's a bit painful. I spent driving the corner quite a bit better, driving faster. Oh damn, that was faster. Just like the sliver of a lift in the TC doing all the lifting. Slight tap on the brakes is kind of causing quite a bit of oversteer there, so now we're gaining quite a bit because I slowed down, but actually not that much even. Oh no! Oh, come on! Like, that is the choke of the century, Jesus! Oh, that is the choke of the century, and it ruined already this lap as well. Oh, that was such a good lap up until that point. Very solid lap there. Just choked it in the last corner. It seems maybe the tires have been packed up now. After that. Giving all their best and now going slow. This would not be good. I'm barely seeing any gains on this lap. I still have no valid... I have one valid lap in, but like it's nothing. Man, this could have been like a high 55. And it choked it at the final corner. Some oversteer on the throttle application there. I think I might just increase the TC just for the final corner. Just so it doesn't happen to me again. Fully accelerate because I nearly ran off the road there. No inroads there. No! Oh, massive time lost there up the hill. Oh, that's painful. And it is my final attempt, so it sucks. Like, it sucks a lot. Ah, I choked my best lap completely away. And Wolfgang missed so many positions. And then choked this lap away as well. Just to insult to injury. I didn't increase the TC, but I had a better run out of corner. Man, how many positions would I have gotten if I had my lap put in? Like, how many positions would I have gotten? 54.9, yeah. Like, if I had put the lap time in, I would have been P5. Burrito O'Brien is about a second right now. It wasn't too bad. It's just I choked every single time on my laps. I made errors. What kept me from being in the right spot? I made too many mistakes. I did do some changes that I'm reverting effectively. I increased the rear ride height by 1mm, and I also reintroduced bumper wrench up to 12 on the front. I'm back to 10. I noticed that having I knew that 12 was a bit too much oversteer when I ran it, like, I think the second to last practice run. When I ran it with 12, noticed it with a lot of oversteer, and then took it back to 10, and that solved it again. But I put it back for qualifying, so I had some more rotation out of the car. And it did work, to some extent. It's just, we're gonna have to work our way back up the field. It's a bit annoying that Peter beat me by like a second. That stings a bit. I don't want to beat Peter. But he seems to just get faster and faster every day, and I just cannot keep up anymore. That's really annoying with that choke. So many positions. Choked away with just a slightly wide exit that's caused the car to bounce over the exit curbing and then die. And that's kind of the part that looked very handful. Oh yeah, I didn't check. How much fuel do I actually need for like the race and stuff? Probably don't need 55 liters to get for 40-minute race. 55 liters with a pit stop in the middle, because I think there's still a pit stop in the middle. Which helps us because we can't keep tires on this car. Helps Porsche drivers when there's a pit stop in the middle, because we don't have to worry about our tires. Because them dying is not an issue then. Right, we burn about 3 liters per lap. Lap times with about 54. Not 54, sorry, that's a bit too quick. 55s. It just look very quick, but hey, it gives us an idea. 45 divided by memory recall. Okay, that's 24 laps, 25, 26. And 26 times 3. So it's 78 liters. Which would add up to about 35 rain with 39 liters. Field grinding time. Yep. I have to come back a bit from this. No, I mean, that worked in the first race as well. So it's not like I have to Well, I was very lucky in the first race. In this race start, I got a shit ton of positions replacing the car ride. So I was able to... I would have finished in the top 10 if I didn't have a certain accident. It was totally avoidable on my end. Yeah, 3 minutes. We're gridding now. We have 2 Porsches that I perhaps would like to displace in front of me. With Joe Dallas and Peter O'Brien. And Porsches in front. Yep, we have a mandatory pit stop. But we don't have a pit window. What do we? Ah, yeah, we do have. Sorry, I'm blind. It's pit window. We don't have a mandatory refueling like the other race. We just have a pit window. Right, which is a bit important because that means we need to take care of actually getting to the pit window in terms of. Perhaps we need a bit more pressure. I don't know. I think this is for the most part fine. Just fine enough that you can run it in a race. Perhaps up the TC by 1 click just to be safe. Just to be safe. Not to have issues there. Move the brake bars in the beginning forward a bit. Right. Okay, I think I have everything in place now. As I wanted to be. Yeah, there's a decently diverse grid compared to the Boonatix race where there was just half of the grid was Beamers. More than half of the grid, and you had like 3 Porsches, 4 Mercedes, 2 Audis make up the rest of the grid. And then it was just a wall of Beamers, like 20 Beamers or something, making up the GT3 ranks. And then I was like, well, there's a couple of Beamers in there, sure, but there's... Yeah, the mandatory pit stop is for tires. In the middle of the race with a pit window, I think 10 minutes was the pit window. There's no mandatory refueling, but I'm going to take fuel. As usual. So. Right. Okay. So. Why do I find people who are testing the indicators on the starting grid in front of me?
Stay in double file.
In both races. Kind of hilarious. Well, I messed that startup royally by rolling so close to that guy. It was completely unnecessary for me.
Car on the right.
Woo!
Clear on the right.
That was a bumpy ride to say the least.
Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Ray, we've eaten the first Porsche already. I've been using it for a year already. It's It's demanding on the system, but I wouldn't say. The thing is, I have the hardware to throw at it, so it's not like an issue. It's nice to. Ooh, fuck. Oh god.
Car on the left.
Oh. Like, I both nearly died, and then in front of me the MUQU murdered the Audi, so it got just very congested very quickly. How we all didn't die in that, and just the Audi died, is kind of a miracle. Because I expected myself to die up the hill, because the car just went like, nope. It was kind of interesting because I never had this issue in practice or qualifying. With fresh tires on completely different fuel loads.
Yellow flag accepted.
That cone got yeeted. Just completely yeeted. Yeah, I mean, I have my specs in the description, so I know nobody looks in this place, but I occasionally spend like a minute to do things in there. But yeah, I have an RX 6800. It's quite a breeze to run. So I am also running this on an index with half refresh rate. So 120 Hz but half refresh rate. Which is fine to play with. I like to play with this, but it's... You could probably dedicate some... And there's people that dedicate a lot of time to just getting this to 90 Hz on something like a... what are they? HP Reverb G2s. Yeah, those things really tank performance. Index isn't too bad even when I'm running this with 130% resolution scale. No FSR. But I do run temporal AA. I need to play around with that stuff to perhaps turn temporal AA off.
Yellow flag acceptable.
Yeah, I haven't dealt with really any VR issues in ACC. I haven't had bad frame. I decided to go on a slow frame rate or something. I've heard somebody who, like, I think driving on desktop had that problem. Although I'm not quite sure if he drove on desktop or VR. He had that issue. He drove like a stint with not particularly great frame rate. Remember that happening in December. In a team race, but in terms of me having issues with VR, like I'm... Ooh, God, come on. I haven't dealt with... ACC doesn't have really... Like a couple of things that I noticed with ACC is the settings don't do much in this game in terms of, like, they remove items, but they don't increase your performance particularly much. I have played this game with a GTX 1060 in VR as well. Not good idea. Not good idea. I can tell you that. On a first gen WMR headset that had about, God, I bought this Index like in September 2020? Not December, sorry, in September. Just to make the pronunciation clear. September of 2020. So that's like approaching 1.5 years ago. Before that I had a WMR headset. And that has a way lower resolution and way lower hardware requirement. That with ACC it was sort of playable, not really. On the 1060, 6 GB. But when I tried it out with my Index, yeah, that didn't work at all. The textures didn't load in because you ran out of VRAM. Well, my pronunciation is probably complete shit. Yeah, like you definitely want at least 8 gigs of VRAM for this game. Probably like 10. Though if I would pull up the VRAM usage, it's probably like just over 8. So maybe 8 is also fine. But 6 is definitely not enough. You will have assets not loading in ever. It looks kind of hilarious. Not gonna lie in that state. And then I played the game with an RX 6800 and a Ryzen 3 processor. Ryzen 3 3300X. It's a CPU that you can't really find, but hey, it's equivalent to the modern i3. Like, Intel has come out with apparently for 1200. What is it? 12,300F or something, 200F. That is roughly having pretty decent performance, has similar core count and stuff. Probably faster. The question is will there be inventory of it? Because AMD never stocked that R3. Neither really the slower one of it. But yeah. I do have one, I'm using it as a home server. Back to point, like I used that and that combination ran a little bit of stuttering. So that's... I did have when I started with driving VR about a year ago into an issue that it's... that's an AMD driver issue. Where in VR it would just randomly decide to the GPU to clock down to 500 megahertz. So you can expect the frame rate you're getting out of the card when the card suddenly decides to run very slow. And it didn't happen with any like bench function, it just happened with VR games. Until I figured out that just installing a different driver fixed the problem. Like that was a week spent just bug fixing that problem. But yeah, that's that. Right, I saw some stuff here. Yeah. It's always depending on what you expect. Like I've played for a long time like RF2 on a GTX 1060. 6 GB model. Like the frame rate was probably not great. Let's face it. But it was playable enough. And I mean I play from time to time VR chat, so you can't expect frame rates there at all. Like, this is a stable experience for sure.
Yellow flag is active.
You do have a couple disadvantages. For example, the entire HUD isn't, when streaming, the HUD is not rendered on the desktop view. Obviously, in game, I see the HUD. It's there, but it's not on the desktop view. But yeah, this has been quite non-eventful so far. I don't really have the pace. It seems to be faster than him, but I'm not slow either. So that's... It seems I'm gaining on the brakes but losing on the acceleration, which is an interesting scenario that I haven't been in with the Porsche. The Porsche is usually really good on the acceleration front. Like Monza, for example, you can just eat people alive with this car out of corners. Especially like the parabolic, you can go up the inside and just outdrive a guy completely. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I would say it doesn't do too much ACC in terms of the settings. There's a couple that might help a bit. Car count is definitely one of them that helps a lot, especially if you don't have particularly a high-end CPU. I would generally recommend to lower the car count. Okay, I need to be careful. I need something here.
Car on the left. Player on the left.
Yeah, couldn't quite deliver there. Right. Yeah, if you're playing not in VR, it's... Without VR, 1066 gig for sure can do it. And I think even on pretty decent settings, most likely. You probably just want to keep the car count a bit low so the CPU doesn't get killed. Process. Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea to buy it on and just try it out. I mean, when did I buy ACC and when did I start playing it? Like, it was quite a bit of distance between those two. When I really started playing it. But I've done on R Factor quite a lot of competitive stuff. And ACC has a lot of leaks in that direction. But that's and a lot of player base. So you get fairly easily races. Not even going to try. While R Factor 2 is R Factor 2. It's whole can of worms. I don't know if you play R Factor. I do it a lot, so I do bring it up. For me, my sim diet is basically R Factor 2 Endurance, which has scaled back quite a bit. A lot of ACC, oftentimes sprint races. I would like perhaps more endurance, but it just kind of isn't happening right now. If he breaks this early, I can probably at some point just go around the outside of him in T1. yeah, a lot of hours in Affect. And I play EC from time to time, just driving, trying different mods, cruising, that sort of thing. Yeah, I haven't touched AMS 2. I've played AMS 1 in the past. I've heard good things about the VR implementation in AMS 1. So ACC isn't that... like, it runs, that's the thing. It runs, it's not buggy, but you can't expect great performance out of it. Okay, I think I just choked the position.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Big windows open.
He's the first taker immediately. I think I should probably cover him off immediately. Right, about 32 liters to get to the end. Okay, I want a bit more tire pressure into the tires. I need to focus right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks. Damage button on. Turn this off, turn this off. Okay, good. Now let's pull into the box. Right.
Mandatory stop. Start clear.
That's one of the kind of really ingenious things with the Porsche. You have a automatic clutch. You don't have to press the clutch at all. I'm not using auto clutch. I'm somebody who's... It's not some weird... Oh, I didn't change my tire set I'm going on. I didn't make sure that it's actually a fresh set. I think it probably is. Let's face it. Probably a fresh set. Set 5. I didn't like vet it or anything. think my button here is stuck slightly. My steering wheel, the button that I use for turning the dash pages seem to be stuck slightly. Yeah, I beat Dallas out of the pits and also someone else. Right, I'm planning to do more online endurance phases, but I'm quite new to sim racing. I don't know where to start. Well, the SR604 community is a good place to start. I think I have the link to the Discord even in the description. Just pop in, say hi in introduction, chat. Here's a rookie league, there's the house of practice. You have people free of charge do coaching and stuff. But there's also, starting probably in February, a lot of championships, main championships, especially for this time slot, the American time slots. They have a lot going for it. They usually host races in this time slot on Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, also Mondays at times. But yeah, I mean, I'm European, so I'm technically just here to mess with them. I do good stewarding for them from time to time. So yeah. Right. So yeah, that's a decent race. We do have also occasionally endurance races, so it's been a hot minute since. Actually, not too far. We did a 4-hour race around the sun with GT4 cars in December, just before Christmas. It's not been too long ago, but you could still say it's a bit ago. Right, we somehow cycled out to P4. I guess I played a really good pit strategy and had a really good pit stop there. Do I have a mean and black BMW behind me? Really mean looking. This is not racist. Yeah, I mean, this race has been pretty, like, uneventful. I shouldn't say that, because probably the car will decide to, like, oh, you said something like that. And constantly. Yeah, P4 is really good. No complaints about that. Like, I'm surprised that I'm this high up. I mean, I could have qualified up to, like, a P5, P6. This has been a very solid drive. It's a bit... One win for me, that's just... There's just... I've not earned a lot of these positions on track. It seems that I've earned quite a few for the pit stop. And for the start. I mean, start technically is still on track, but hey. It seems I've been having really good starts here in both races. Okay, and we've done our pit stop already, so that's all fine. And then we have a few obstacles you could say on track. I really didn't want to like that actually being the case. That quite unfriendly description starts becoming actually true. I mean, he was so slow that he could have like really passed us a white bollard, but now he just body checked that beamer here. Well, my car didn't want to make that corner, so I just cut it. And that beamer didn't do his pit stop. Well, that's not particularly smart. Sorry.
On the left. Clear on the left.
So now we have to clear the Porsche. But that is actually challenging.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Yeah, that's the line. To go fast for the chicane. Look, it's easier to just cut it. Like, I wasn't quite sure if it was easier to cut it than just continuing on. So I was pretty careful when I cut it. But that meant that I also didn't get a track cut here. It invalidates the lap, obviously, but it didn't give me a track cut, which is... It's like the thing you really don't want. Yeah, he just decided, okay, I'm gonna get out of the way. And I was like, wait, you're aware that the road ends very quickly? So I just moved myself to the right to let him back on the road. Like, the road ends over there. We have that.
The car had a second one. Well, not many pieces, but you also
I've been again stuck in no man's land a bit. There's nobody to really run down. I mean, I could try improving my lap times to maybe catch the car in front. Well, that's still an ask. And I have to deal with traffic also. So if I'm not automatically making inroads, it's kind of difficult. I'm losing time now. I was nearly in the range that I could put a 55 in.
Yellow flag is set to on. Yellow flag ahead, watch out in front.
It's all lapped cars in front.
This is me, so bad.
And those two are fighting for position P25. So
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I got that MUQU on the acceleration here.
Car on the left.
Sorry,
Clear on the left.
nearly ran the beam over. Who's actually leading the race? Hold on a second. Oh, Caval. It's Peter. Nah, as if I'm getting Pete. Like, I can run people down, but like, there doesn't seem to be any movement right now in this direction. Like, if I was gaining about like a second per lap on the car in front, yeah, I would say I can get P3, but like, we're not even close to that. We're matching the car in front. Like half a second to a second, or total half a second, I would push that to a second. But when we're not even hitting the half a second mark, then
So the car ahead is set to on.
no, please don't do it. I wasn't risking that, but it was more like the guy wanted to let me by. He was friendly. And then I was like, well, fuck, how the hell am I making this corner on a smaller radius suddenly? Because I was kind of stuck on my trajectory.
Yellow flag is set to on. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
You sometimes have drivers that will jump out of their way to get... Wait, there's revenge contact. I need to save that replay and look at it later. Jesus Christ, that's not good if that happens. Like, people are going off in chat, in the in-game chat. And it's like, bruh, don't stop diving there. Somebody's timing idiota in chat. So smash tracks as the car doesn't make the corner. Understeer steers the driver, oversteer scares the passengers in the back row. I mean, the understeer there isn't as scary as when you're driving Richard Burton's rally. God, I need to try that in VR. I've driven like years and years and years ago, Richard Burns, the first time. But yeah, that thing is really scary when you start the understeer. It's like, oversteer, everything fine. Understeer, holy shit, there's a tree. And we're dead. Compared to Dirt Rally, where it's like, well, I flew into a tree, everything is fine. Just a bit of damage. Richard Birds is like, you raced the tree, now your entire car is absolutely toast. I mean, the grid was, especially in the top 10, quite well mixed, but it seems now it's just a wall of beamers. Like, it's Pete, it is Marquez with a Merc in P3, and then it's me again with a Porsche, and then it's just beamers as far as I can see. I need to perhaps give it a try. I need to try some AC mods that I've downloaded ages ago and so I haven't gotten around to driving on. Like the update to the Need for Speed Underground 2 map. It has now... what is that section called now? It's the section on the other side of the river. On the entry to Jacksonville. That territory is the first territory you unlock in playing the game. That one I haven't tried. So earlier a stream of him working on the downtown section. I drove around Jacksonville a bit, but the map is just too tight for basically any car really to drive on. It's kind of like a thing with... I think maybe the map has to actually be scaled up in size to be properly driven on. Because I drove it with like an ACR Viper and it just... Man, it was just... You never got out of third gear. If you even get into third gear. Oh god, that was close. Like every sim race I've hit that ball at before. Yep. Most Wanted map is also a nice too, with Rockboard and stuff being there. It's just the problem kind of like... oh hey, the original game included these like jumps. So you have the action cam and mix up the action with cars jumping section. Well, when you actually race over these crests, it doesn't work particularly too well out for you. So that's an issue. Plus that AC doesn't handle it particularly well when a car gets airborne and lands on the road again. You have like a 50-50 chance that you just fall through the ground. Or at least part of your car falls through the ground and you then get stuck.
Yellow flag accepted.
Yeah, not just like road mesh bumps, but also you have the hills and jumps that are in the road itself, that are by design there, that aren't particularly conducive for when actually used for road for driving on. That work with the arcade physics, but don't quite work with the physics of like ACC and stuff. Maybe that's more of a most wanted issue. Not quite sure, because we haven't been able to drive too much of the, besides Jackson Heights, we haven't been able to drive too much of the Underground 2 map yet. A bit of area after the airfield. Yeah, I mean, you don't need like an R34, you just need... You could probably murder a Fiat Punto for all it matters if you go, especially in the most wanted map, through the Rosewood, when you go through what is effectively the city gates. Where it just dips, the road dips down before it dips back up. If you drive there with any speed over it, coming out of Rosewood, you just get sent airborne, land, and the car will completely glitch out. Like, the game really doesn't like when you do that. ACC really doesn't like that and will completely glitch on you with that. So yeah, and there's also, let's mention, quite some nasty... The road mesh isn't particularly like smooth or anything. But I might just not complain because I'm used to the... Oh. Excuse me, please, car. We still have a lap here to go. Please don't completely kill me here. Thank you. Right. But I mean, I might be used to like the RF2 version of Targa Florio, which has some very nasty bumps in there in some places, because it uses the visual road mesh, and that has in some places like some real hard edges, and when you then drive the AC version, it's like, oh, this bump is actually smooth, because the road mesh doesn't quite follow the what is visual. Are you okay, Peter? Serious question, are you okay, Peter? Okay, he escaped. But are you okay, Peter? Damn, just the Porsche is just stuck in the floor. I guess you can still do that in ACC. I haven't seen that ever happen, where a car gets stuck on the floor like that. But yeah, perhaps if it's smoothed out it might help, but like, you can't even accelerate much because of this, how short the straightaways are before very tight corners come. Especially in Jackson Heights, that's kind of the thing. It kind of takes away from it. I think long term it's a great nostalgia hit, but I think in the long term it might just suffer, unfortunately. And it's not due to the efforts of the guy making it. He's clearly putting a lot of effort in, it's just... it's kind of unfortunately that the design of the maps don't quite gel well with reality. So. Let's return back to the pits. We're waiting for the race fully to finish off right now still. There's a lot of chit chat. Shit. So, escape, return to garage. We need to check a few things. One, very important, get the replay. Okay, I got my keyboard to work. Number one, get the replay. Replay. Okay, save replay. Thank you. So everybody's finished right now. And then I wanted to check the tire sets briefly. I'm gonna check the stuff that's some light graining on the tires, and not surprising honestly. Tires at 6, light graining across the fronts and rears. Tires at 5 the same. Tires at 5 a bit more worn in general, but hey, otherwise it's totally the same. I mean, I pitted very early in the pit window. Like the pit window opened, the car in front, behind me came in, and then I jumped in the lap later, so I pitted very early in the pit window. So who called who what? So Robert Sicanio di Namoro called somebody idiota. So people are still writing. Manufacturers brought 911s. Wait a second. Peter's gone. Or was he on the list? This race finish. Hold on. Like, Peter should have been scored as the race winner, but like, I mean, we saw him in the ground there after T1. Did he disconnect just before the finish or something? It's even more strange. Because the in the results he's not listed. We have to look at what SGP says later. Officially, right? Somebody complaining about blue flags. Okay, let me actually look at the Discord, right? Because we have to investigate some people, and that stuff has to actually be done. Okay, that's a ping there, that's fine. It's all good. Javier Marquez wants to post a video. Okay, it's all good, probably. The big porn channel has some stuff in. Well, that's nice looking. AC General, okay. Coaching discussions. Yeah, perhaps it just happened to the social. Maybe I find out more what happened there.
Oh my god, Trevor's stream couldn't even keep up with the way our was.
No, what the fuck this? Check
I
this.
was low-key frightened. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Because I wasn't expecting it at all.
What the hell?
Holy shit! Okay.
And
Yeah,
that
he
happened.
gone.
That's done. That's done.
Is he already disposed out of the community for that?
He's not even in
after
here.
that, I would say yes, because there's video evidence of stupidity from hell.
Yep, it's funnily enough not the first time I've seen this happen on this track with this corner. It's not the first time.
From this point, it's gonna look like I turned on him. But that's netcode there.
But the thing is if you look inside your car, though, Joel, your wheel is perfectly
Yeah,
straight.
it's straight. Yeah.
His is actually slightly turned when you make contact. Right
Why he's
there.
still turning
Yeah,
into the
He
right?
turned into you. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit of netcode though.
Carlos, congrats on me handing you that win. My game crashed in the final corner.
Yeah, I was asking myself what happened to you because I didn't see you in the results.
13-second lead, and I came into the final corner and I turned right out of the corner to go like up to the wall and flash it like everyone does when they win. And as I turned right, my game just went boop and just closed.
You should probably look briefly at the ending of the race on my stream because I found you like after the pit
Crumpled up
exit.
against the wall.
No, after the pit exits, you were stuck in the floor.
Yeah.
That looked really funny.
I came into the final corner and I was like, okay, this is all gonna be fine. And then it just froze, and I felt my wheel still moving, so I just kept my foot on the gas. I was like, I have a 13-second lead. I'll roll across the line or something. I guess it didn't count. That's fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter anyways. But
Yeah. I want to see what car that was actually. That.
Dear Stewards, I would like your opinion about the incident that I had with Townet.
Javier,
No,
find that-
it was
find
Salomon.
The one that Joel had an issue with real quick. You just need to
Frick.
find out what his name was.
Roberto
Roberto Serino.
Serino.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you just
Car number I would be
Had
more
more speed.
interested.
2. Number
I
2.
have a screenshot.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Car number
Somewhere.
2.
And they
Man.
they took it wrong and they were trying to catch it. That's
Yeah, that's
They
hard to
wouldn't
judge because it's going through that. But yeah, he ate too much of the curb, hit the brake, and then
You got a ton of curve.
At
Yeah.
that point, Javier, you should have backed out altogether just to let him do it. His little-
Oh, there he gets tapped by Joel on the.
fast.
Oh, I know. There's not a lot to do at that point, but still, when you see him that far on the inside for a chicane,
Who get
it's
tapped
going to be the
by
first
me?
left-hander.
we're talking about Roberto.
Oh,
Robert
I think we're in the process of banning him. Is what we're doing.
I don't think he's in this Discord.
Probably not.
Yeah, but we can ban him off the community still.
Ban him off.
Oh, yeah.
From 604.
Yeah.
It's just-
Did you guys see when Joel and him bumped in the Hudson-Bach-Bogen? That's the kink
Yeah,
heading up
that's
to,
what
before
we
the
were-
chicane.
That's what we were looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, that bump, and then he after that takes him out. It's an unfortunate bump there in the mid corner there.
Most blatant takeout
I
I've
was-
seen in a long
I was,
time.
I was so, dude, it scared the shit out of me.
You just hear car on the right, like, damn.
Because I wasn't expecting it. Normally you,
That's one of those things you find in public lobbies with this disregarded stuff. If he's going to do that on an off-season race, can you imagine what would happen if it was close racing in any kind of a league that he just didn't feel as though he... And did you see the net code between the two cars when they hit? For
All
Christ's sake, he
bounced
almost
through each
drove
other.
through you.
I'm reminded of when this last time. Who was it? Brandon Schmid who
Someone
happened?
killed Brennan Schmid.
Yeah,
you
in the
showed me
EU,
that.
in the EU race it happened.
Hold on, I
A
think
couple
it's still in our
seasons.
chat.
Yeah, it's
Let's see
still in chat. I still have it on my channel technically as an unlisted video, but like
so
It
Brandon
was
Schmid,
Brennan, and here I'm opening it. Oh, where is Chrome opening? What are you doing?
but yeah, that's
was it?
You're
It
gonna
was-
lose your computer again because all the
Tom
police
Jansen.
officers-
whatever.
Man, everything's broken on this thing. I don't understand. It does what it wants. I can play Tarkov for hours on end, nothing happens. I do one race on ACC and it breaks in the final corner, but whatever.
He drives completely through you. That code is so
You have to choose Tarkov or all other games. That's the thing.
Well, then I
that's
guess
the
I'm
thing
playing.
with Tarkov.
Guess I'm playing Tarkov then, because I invested too much time in that video game now.
Roll the tires.
And let's watch from the onboard of Joel into turn one.
it's just,
Yeah.
it might induce epilepsy.
Whoa! Holy
Yeah,
shit!
that was
It came out of so nowhere. Like you can, because I knew it was coming. I looked in the mirror and like you can barely see it at the trailing edge of the center mirror at the right. You can see the black dot shooting in.
Yeah,
You had no chance of even seeing that one come.
Yeah, and I can't see my center mirror. That's exactly what my view is. Actually, maybe it might be even a little closer, so I can't see. Wait, no, I might have one.
You had absolutely no idea he was coming. Let's put it that
Yeah, I
way.
just didn't.
You had no chance, and then he clipped the rear of you, and it's just a violent spin, like that. Like I don't think you drive in VR because that would have probably not been nice. I mean, I'm sitting in VR and watching it, so I'm fine. But like, I'm weird.
200 and how much kilometers an hour?
240.
He nailed it though. He nailed it.
Yeah, he
missed.
Props to him for actually hitting it. Too many times people fly past and miss.
Yeah, but he barely even hit him. It's like he nearly missed the rear end of the car.
It's hard to aim at 250 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, it is.
When you have the entire corner to hit the car in front.
So this is plus 18.
Yeah, we
Dude,
love
he
King. King is
He
fun.
went all out, even trying to pass the other guy that came past him because he was hell bent on getting to me.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. And the worst part about it is he was taking all the credit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of odd.
Actually hit you with 250.
There, I wasn't talking about him specifically, and only him. Just
Oh, no. I know. I'm just the one guy you guys were having trouble with. I'm already talking to him.
Oh, there were multiple guys.
I know.
Okay.
I need to be more aggressive on the start.
Yeah.
I let Lukas by on the inside here when I shouldn't have.
Oh yeah, when I passed you on the inside at the opening lap into turn 3.
You've actually done that to me before, exact same car, and I've not learned my lesson.
Oh, I have to admit, you guys did well through turn 1, turn 2, and you got to turn 3, and then it was, oops, about halfway back.
You're welcome for the clean start. I take full responsibility as a race leader.
If only you'd won.
I know, right?
Man,
Almost like it was self-inflicted again by spinning. Actually, it was only a half spin this time, and then I did a full spin.
oh, there.
Hey JD, it's kind of nostalgic of the Nürburgring race we did a couple weeks ago.
I
I spun
know.
not from first position.
Yeah, and handed me the win.
Yeah, no, in the last race we did.
Oh yeah.
I need a redo because I was just getting.
I need a redo.
That's why there was so much space.
You guys should have driven the race earlier today.
Race earlier today. I'm lost.
In a different league. I drove the same track, the same car, and the same car set.
Yeah, from Boonatix.
Yeah.
And I was this Mercedes. Sorry. Earlier, Lucas and me, we raced together in another race.
Where did you
was
finish?
Nürburgring.
Beside each other.
P20, I guess.
Okay.
Because I got 1 minute to repair, and
Aw.
I was like, no, have. Because we start together, close, and yeah. And I was this Mercedes in the earlier, and all of this was the same, but I spun.
Yeah, I really hate the
It's never-
BMW. That car is 1 broken, 2 feels terrible.
I drove it like twice, and I don't understand how you can feel anything through it.
You can't-
The
that's why I don't
feedback
like
is
it.
so faint. Like I can't tell what I'm
feel
doing.
anything, and it's just broken. It's
The
No,
M4
I'm not
you
driving
mean.
it again. It's so broken.
Like so OP.
I've been
It's-
gone for a month and I come
Javier,
back.
what happens to my car when I come out of the final corner on the last lap? I want to
Going.
see it on the replay.
Oh yeah, right, I could probably
Because
share
my
it.
game broke. I don't know what happened. I want to see what happened.
I can load that up, but it's gonna look weird with me streaming it in VR. I mean, I'm still streaming on
No,
YouTube, whatever.
it streams normally.
Yeah, but well, you know.
Yeah, go to the last lap on his.
Oh yeah, I know you're moving your head. I stream Dirt Rally in VR sometimes, and that's the only game I can play in VR because computer poop.
Yeah, let it run here. Let it
That
run here.
was here.
Just drifts off to the left, bam, into the wall. Right there is where it stopped.
Oh,
That's the line!
you crossed the line, but it didn't give it to you. That's bull.
I crossed the line because I could feel my wheel and it was fine. I was like, just
And there it begins.
Dude, I wonder if on SimGP it'll give me the win then, since I technically did cross the line in first, but because I
Look.
came over to the right side and as I came out of the corner, it died, and I was like, keep your foot in it, just keep going, and I just turned the wheel a little left, and then all of a sudden I
That's
felt
funny
like
right there. That's
just
the best
bouncing.
What the fuck?
It even shows you at first.
Yeah, I'm checking SimGP. If I
Yeah,
can
it's
get a
not
win
yet
from that-
done. It's not yet done on
it's not.
SGP.
Shit. Alright, well.
That's
I've got that as a replay possibly.
Nose of
That's
my
funny.
Porsche. Whoever has the replay, can you send it to me or put it on Drive? Because I told Ilpo I'd save it and my game broke, so I couldn't. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Doing the big
Oh,
wheelie.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I found you when I came down start finish. I was like, wait, what happened to you? Beta,
Yeah, 'cause
are
I
you
came out of the
okay?
corner, and I was like, I seen my game freeze, and I was like, oh, I'll just Alt F4, and I Alt F4, nothing happened. I Control deleted, nothing happened. I was like, all right, I have to restart my computer, and I just reset it, and then I came back and I rejoined the server, and I was in 13th. I was like, that's not where I finished, but okay, all right, cool, thank you.
I think maybe the mistake was to rejoin? I don't know.
At least this race is a good case study for future stewards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, I want to watch your...
Who's
where are you?
yours?
JD is
Hello,
in like
Oh, my thing's
seven.
not important. Joel
Oh,
got killed.
here.
Let's watch that again.
Good sense of John. I mean, I had a fairly boring race compared to the other one.
My race was boring other than the final corner.
Yeah, I don't know why I passed so many people on the pits.
Because you know how to do a pit stop.
Lucas,
Yeah,
I
people
was
don't know how to
so
do a pit
upset
stop.
by that because I was like, I have to jump him. That's the only way I'm gonna pass you. And then I see you come out like 4 seconds ahead. I was so confused.
Yeah, I'm confused how much I wasn't ahead of you as well. It's like, I mean, I had practice, had hit the pit. I didn't slow too early down for the pit stop. I did not take any damage repairs.
Me
Okay.
too.
And
My car did take a little long to go up on the jacks, so maybe that's it.
yeah, I mean, I got
Scuffed the
screwed in.
startup.
Yeah, I did discover as during the I ran into the I got very long held up during the what was it, the
when?
rain race. The rain race in the
Oh,
pits.
sorry. Yeah.
The rain race I got held up for a long time in the pits for some reason.
Yeah. There's
F in the chat.
a slight lack of awareness of space, and also me being very aggressive, but Peter was right there.
I was going for the kill the whole time, and then my game decided to kill me.
Slap on the
SMH.
chain, JD. Too aggressive. It's-
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's, you know, I mean, it could be a little bit of both, but, you know.
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah,
I'm not
self-inflicted.
upset about it. Yeah. I wasn't expecting him to go through the chicane that slowly. I'm like, oh no! And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll sneak on the inside, and he just stayed inside.
Nope.
Well,
I-
Gear.
I finished 13th on SRGP. All right, cool, great, that's fun. I literally crossed the line. What the hell? What the hell? This is dumb.
nothing else is new for me. Self-inflicted things take me out of races. It's fine. I'm right back.
Pain
where I was.
Pecco.
Well, I guess now I have to go do LFM races since I feel bad about myself and need to redeem myself.
And then I'll go
Right.
back to iRacing for the next little bit because that's all I'm doing.
I mean, I finally got the Porsche now to work in this race. I had enough of a fight with it the previous race. The car was not working, and now it worked. Finally.
Yeah, can you guys stop getting faster while I'm gone? Okay, thanks.
It would also be appreciated.
And I'm signing
That's
up
my
for the Porsche
gratitude
for this.
in
That's
that I can keep my ego the same size that it is.
Wait, are you saying you're signing up with the Porsche for next season?
No, with the Porsche for the next Kyalami race in 38 minutes on LFM.
Ah, okay.
Actually,
So,
wait, no, it is
there anyone
Kyalami.
doing it?
What do you mean? Doing
As
the
in-
race?
Other than you. Let me take a
There's
look.
6 people signed up currently.
Okay.
6 whole people. I did like 6 of them last night at like 4 in the morning because my sleep schedule is completely flipped now. I get up at like 8 p.m. and go to bed at like 10 in the morning. But you know, what's new?
Relatable.
Well, guys, was a good race for me. So
Yeah, me too.
Up to a certain point.
Big race, actually.
Alright.
But yeah, I'm going to have my dinner because I am really hungry. So have a good night, guys.
Adios.
Bye
Uh,
bye.
See
Good
you
night,
later.
man. See you later.
Ciao.
Bye.
We didn't say adios, adios.
Yeah, I will be heading out as well. I need to actually get some sleep. I got only like an hour of sleep before this.
That's
No.
Alright, Lucas. Take care.
Bye bye.
Have a good night, man.
Okay, man.
Sleep good.
So, and I will be keeping to that word. Just, yeah, pizza. Like Peter and me are pretty similar. Both of us have a history of getting screwed over, and we both have a fairly similar driving style and everything. It's just, it's like, it's painful. It's like it's kind of and we oftentimes end up fighting each other. Though this time around he was just way quicker than me, but like me and him ending up in a battle, oftentimes with him behind me trying to pass me. It's kind of infamous, especially during the last year's during the Team Sprint Championship, and that happened regularly. So yeah, that's not an unusual thing for us to battle. We seem to like similar, and yeah, similar driving style, oftentimes similar approach, and similarly end up dying. Right. Okay. Well, that's appreciated. Thank you for staying around. As you said, you enjoyed it already. Well then. I need to grab my hands. Right. Hello. Don't do that. Overlays. Pull up the mains. Okay. Good. Fine. Okay. So that's been the race. Nice. Thank you for sticking around. And well, I think I will be back tomorrow. What was it? Yes, I will be back tomorrow for the next off-season weekly race, the House of Practice race. Around, what is it again? That is Suzuka, and I have actually switched to a car. I've switched to the 720S from the Ryder. I'm definitely not driving the Ryder at that track. I did that around Spa. It was very fun, but I'm not going to do that again. Right? Okay. Well then, good night. Have a good rest. Bye bye.